Max and Brian here, and a happy Triple Force Friday to you if you're unfamiliar. That is the day when we're getting all sorts of brand new toys from the upcoming Star Wars film, the upcoming Star Wars video game, and the upcoming Star Wars TV show. And we have some Lego sets based on the show and the game.
Yeah, Lego and Star Wars have been partnered for a very long time, making very awesome things. They've gotten significantly better pretty much every single year. And let's talk about some of the new kits we have right here. For example, right here, we have the ATSC Raider from the upcoming Disney Plus TV show, The Mandalorian, starring, off-band Boba Fett. You know what I'm talking about. The ATST is obviously the Chicken Walker. We've seen him in The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, and he's going to be in The Mandalorian, but he's got some slight differences this time. Some sort of like rust colors to him. He's got these red parts, like sort of what happened when C-3PO lost his arm.
He started college and he got some tribal tattoos because the Empire's not around anymore.
That's right.
Boss.
He's getting nuts. This is a really interesting build. It feels a little bit brittle. I actually really enjoyed making the body and the head, and the legs were a little trickier. There's weird lassos in here that look like they're from Indiana Jones. Lego is very, kind of clever in taking parts from other kits and making them work and making them all sort of canonical. And then obviously the top opens up. You can pop some of these Clatoonian Raiders inside here. There's Cara Dune, who sounds like a country western singer's name, but looks like a UFC fighter. So there's a lot going on in this show.
So what I really like about this is this Mandalorian is set 6 years after Return of the Jedi. The Empire has conceivably fallen a fair amount, and so you've got criminals running around with military hardware. And I think that's kind of what you get, these weird ropes and stuff hanging out there, and obviously like custom parts and bits of rust, but it's still like clearly a Lego set. It's got that clean look to it. They found a way of sort of showing exactly how sort of beaten up and used everything is.
It reminds me of like when your friend Dave from high school got like messed up his car and couldn't buy like a good part for the car, so he got a different color part for the car and just kept it on the car, but it still picked you up in high school every single day because it's high school, it doesn't really matter. Mandalorian's gonna be on Disney Plus. I can't wait to see it.
So speaking of car parts, let's talk about everyone's favorite car in space, the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
This is the new kit from The Rise of Skywalker, and you have the one from Force Awakens.
Yeah, so they also made one for The Last Jedi.
They're always making Falcons.
Yeah, so the original one is actually one of the rarest Lego Star Wars sets ever made.
And then there's not UFC,
UCS.
UCS.
Yeah, which is incredibly expensive, about 4 times bigger than this. But this is a great kit, and it's got some really interesting improvements over the 2015 model, which I have. Notably, the way these kind of flaps open up to give you a better look inside the system itself. Now, over here, if you see on the tail end, the 2015 version of basically had like 12 of these that went all the way around, and they were kind of cumbersome. They'd pop off. These still feel like a little finicky.
Honestly, it's a lot of kind of like quality of life tweaks and little adjustments.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's anything here that says too much about what's going on in this version of the Falcon, but there's a pot and a pan, like a big mug, and so I guess Rey's been in there having like herbal teas and making probably paleo flapjacks and stuff while she's doing flips. But one thing that is interesting is the selection of minifigs we got. On the sort of Triple Force Friday reveal live stream, we got a sneaky look at this brand new character named Bulio, who nobody is talking about. He's got a terrible name. I really don't like the name Bulio. I'm excited to see what this character's all about. There's also a little teeny tiny minifig of Dio. Who's basically like how the BB-8 is. It's like a one stud figure. You can put him on the roof. Maybe he's been farting in the car. You make him ride up top like a Christmas tree. And then there's Lando, who's got a wonderful cape that's actually got a collar on it, which I love. And he's got his cane.
He looks kind of like Dracula. He's got this like old man mustache now, which I really dig. And then Finn in his brand new sort of desert attire and his slightly longer hair to show that time has passed. This is the closest thing you can get to kind of a play set out of a lot of these kits, so I really dig that. The cockpit's still a little tiny. You can really only fit 1 or 2 characters up there.
Pops off like that.
Yeah, but this is a great kit. It's got some notable improvements over the 2015 version.
Yeah, and now for a price point, this one's what, $50?
Yeah, this is 50.
This is 160.
Yeah.
So it's expensive, it's steep. This is nothing new for Lego collectors. But yeah, you get tons of pieces. And now the Falcon's a fun build. I put half of this one together. Just get these boxes out of here. Really good time. It is a playset. This one over here, the First Order shuttle, like Kylo Ren's whole thing.
Yeah.
I built his weird sort of like his pointy TIE fighter from the last movie, and that is one of my least favorite Lego sets I've ever built.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just, you're basically making just large black wings. You're just making bunch of triangles that fit together with other triangles, and then some rectangles, and then you get this thing. And this one like is kind of engineered to be pretty cool. It does this whole thing where you can maybe you got to like park in the garage.
Oh, dude!
Yeah, you flip it in there.
I actually love
Pick
that.
it up, and the wings sort of flap down naturally.
I really dig that.
It's interesting, but the actual build process is. I don't know. I wasn't wild about it. What I do think is really interesting here, in the same way that again, these are familiar vehicles. The minifigs are where they shine. And this one, we are finally getting some Knights of Ren figurines. And
Yeah.
This is something I'm pretty stoked about. These dudes showed up in like, I don't know, what Rey's vision dream sequence in the Force Awakens, and we're like, who the hell are these guys? What's their deal? Presumably, we're gonna actually see them in The Rise of Skywalker. And my favorite part here, this is such a long shot, but I really hope it's the case. This dude comes with what looks like some kind of like safety flashlight. It's probably a force pike, but also, and you can barely see this, he comes with what is unmistakably a thermal detonator.
Yes.
Which leads me to believe that maybe one of these like 7 goth dudes that hangs out with Kylo Ren doing God knows what is gonna actually whoop one of those grenades around and actually blow some stuff up with it on the big screen. The fact that we all know what a thermal detonator is and nobody ever actually blows one up in the movies, that we just get like Boosh coming out there and being like, hey, give me my money. And they're like, no, I'm not gonna give you. But this guy's got like little thermal detonators all over his belt and stuff. I cannot wait to see what these guys do. Also, I think it is funny as hell that they probably ride around in Kylo Ren's spaceship, like 2 of them. Like, you know, he's gotta be like, oh, yeah, hop it in, guys. We're gonna go down and hang out. And they're like, they probably fight over who has to sit in the very back seat.
It's a 3-seater. It's like what is that, a tandem?
I think a tandem, indeed. I think probably this is the Legofication of this ship, but it's supposed to have all sorts of seating in there and probably like a mini bar and stuff. But I do love the toyetic side of it, where they all like clip their axes and lightsabers, and
it also comes with the First Order Stormtrooper and a Sith Trooper.
Yep.
And then this mysterious new man,
General Pride, spelled like Kitty Pryde of the X-Men, and he's just like a man with a First Order tunic.
Now, while we have you, and before we wrap up, I know a lot of you are wondering, there are many secrets hidden in these kits, and you got to dig around to find them. We have in our hands right here, this is the Mandalorian. This is our first time holding the Lego Mandalorian minifigure. And if you know Lego, you know that you can take their helmets off, and you know what time it is. That means it's time to find out who is the Mandalorian. Are you ready? We're taking off the helmet. Let's take a look. It's nothing. It's just a shadow head.
Back in 2000, 1999 or 8 or whatever, before Boba Fett's origins were revealed, they made the very first Boba Fett minifig, and it had a helmet. Well, a head just like that. You pop the helmet off, and that was how you saw the visor. And then later on, they made a different custom helmet that was like that one, where you take the helmet off, and there'd be like a scruffy little man under there. It looked kind of like Jango Fett, but scruffier. So the fact that there's nothing in there's nothing that looks even slightly like Pedro Pascal, kind of leads me to believe that maybe we're not going to see his face.
Yeah.
I don't know. They sometimes like, okay, those are the 2 takeaways from the new Star Wars Lego sets.
That's right.
We won't see the Mandalorian's face, but we will see thermal detonators in Rise of Skywalker. We're grasping at straws here. That's
right.
The kind of stuff we're working with. Because
and then Bulio might do some cooking. That's the thing too.
What's under Bulio's?
Let's take a look underneath Bulio's head.
Bulio we just ripped his head off. We ripped off Bulio's head.
We don't even know how he lives yet. Now we're already killing him?
Upsetting. Who is that man?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the brand new Star Wars Lego sets coming out for Force Friday. If you're hitting the stores or going on Amazon, going on Target, whatever you got to do, may the Force be with you. Good luck buying whatever stuff you need. Star Wars merchandise will always have a special place in our hearts here. And so thank you so much for watching.
I can't wait for these things to come out so we can hopefully get some new secret ships that we don't know about yet. I know what a Y-Wing looks like. JJ, let me see some new shit. Come on.
That's right. May the Force be with you.
Yeah. Star Wars.